Welcome to Men's Health 365. Today, we're addressing a concern that many men over 60 experience but rarely discuss openly: reduced ejaculatory force and volume. If you've noticed that your ejaculations have become weaker, less forceful, or produce less semen than they used to, you're not alone. This is one of the most common yet rarely talked about changes that occur with aging. But here's what most men don't realize. While some decline is natural with age, much of what men experience is actually preventable and reversible through simple, evidence-based techniques you can implement starting tonight. If you're watching this video, hit that subscribe button right now. We share evidence-based health strategies specifically for men over 60 every single week. Also, drop a comment below telling us which country you're watching from. We love seeing our global community grow. Let me share Philip's story. Philip is a 68-year-old retired business consultant from Birmingham, England. Over the past 5 years, Philip noticed progressive changes in his sexual function that concerned him deeply. While he could still achieve erections with some assistance from medication, the quality of his orgasms had declined dramatically. His ejaculations had gone from powerful, pleasurable releases to weak dribbles that provided minimal satisfaction. The semen volume had decreased noticeably. Most troubling, the intense pleasure he once experienced during orgasm had diminished to a pale shadow of what it used to be. Philip felt embarrassed discussing this with his doctor, assuming it was simply inevitable aging that nothing could fix. After months of frustration, Philip finally raised the issue during a urology appointment. His doctor explained that while some changes are age-related, many factors contributing to weak ejaculation are completely modifiable. The doctor taught Philip 3 specific techniques targeting the physiological mechanisms of ejaculation. Philip was skeptical that simple exercises and practices could make a real difference, but he committed to trying consistently for 6 weeks before judging results. Within just 2 weeks, Philip noticed his ejaculations felt slightly stronger. Within 4 weeks, the improvement was unmistakable. His ejaculatory force had increased significantly, the semen volume was noticeably greater, and most importantly, the pleasurable sensations during orgasm had intensified dramatically. Today, at 68, Philip says his sexual satisfaction is better than it's been in over a decade. What did Philip's doctor teach him? 3 simple, scientifically grounded techniques we'll cover in detail in this video. Before we dive into the techniques, let's understand what actually happens during ejaculation and why it weakens with age. Ejaculation is a complex reflex involving precise coordination between your nervous system, multiple muscle groups, and several glands. The process occurs in 2 distinct phases. First is emission, where semen is deposited into the urethra. The prostate gland, seminal vesicles, and other structures contract to release their fluids. These fluids combine with sperm from the testicles to form semen. Second is expulsion, where rhythmic contractions of the pelvic floor muscles, particularly the bulbocavernosus and ischiocavernosus muscles, forcefully propel semen out through the urethra. The force of these contractions determines ejaculatory power and the intensity of orgasmic pleasure. Several age-related changes weaken this system. Testosterone naturally declines with age, and testosterone is crucial for maintaining muscle strength, including pelvic floor muscles. Lower testosterone also reduces the volume of fluid produced by the prostate and seminal vesicles. Pelvic floor muscles naturally weaken with age, just like other muscles, through a process called sarcopenia. Weaker muscles produce less forceful contractions. Nerve sensitivity decreases with age, reducing the intensity of signals that trigger and coordinate ejaculation. Blood flow to pelvic structures decreases due to vascular aging, affecting the engorgement that contributes to ejaculatory pressure. The prostate gland often enlarges with age, which can interfere with the smooth coordination of ejaculation. Additionally, many medications, commonly taken by older men, affect ejaculation. Antidepressants, particularly SSRIs, can significantly reduce ejaculatory force and volume. Blood pressure medications, especially beta blockers, can weaken ejaculation. Alpha blockers used for prostate symptoms often cause retrograde ejaculation, where semen goes backward into the bladder instead of out through the penis. If you're taking medications and have noticed changes in ejaculation, discuss this with your doctor. Sometimes medication adjustments can help without compromising treatment of the underlying condition. Now let's explore the 3 simple yet powerful techniques that can significantly improve ejaculatory force and orgasm intensity. The first technique is targeted pelvic floor muscle training, specifically designed to strengthen ejaculatory muscles. You've probably heard of Kegel exercises, typically associated with women, but these exercises are equally important and effective for men. However, most men perform them incorrectly or not intensely enough to produce meaningful results. The key muscles for ejaculation are the bulbocavernosus, which wraps around the base of the penis and contracts rhythmically during ejaculation, the ischiocavernosus, which helps maintain erection rigidity and contributes to ejaculatory force, and the pubicoccygeuus, which forms the floor of the pelvis and contracts during orgasm. Here's how to perform effective pelvic floor exercises correctly. First, identify the right muscles. The next time you urinate, try to stop the stream mid-flow. The muscles you engage are your pelvic floor muscles. You should feel a lifting sensation in your pelvic area, almost like you're trying to prevent passing gas and stopping urination simultaneously. However, don't regularly stop urination as a practice exercise, as this can cause urinary problems. Use this method only once to identify the correct muscles. Once you've identified the muscles, practice contracting them while not urinating. Sit or lie comfortably. Contract your pelvic floor muscles, squeezing and lifting as if stopping urination and gas simultaneously. Hold this contraction for 5 seconds while breathing normally. Don't hold your breath, tense your abdomen, buttocks, or thighs. The work should be isolated to the pelvic floor. Release the contraction and rest for 5 seconds. Repeat this cycle 10 times. This constitutes 1 set. Perform 3 sets daily, totaling 30 contractions. Do 1 set in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. Consistency is absolutely critical. Results take 4 to 6 weeks of daily practice to become noticeable. As you get stronger over weeks, gradually increase the hold time from 5 seconds to 10 seconds, then eventually 15 seconds. Research published in the British Journal of Urology International found that men who performed pelvic floor exercises for 12 weeks showed significant improvements in ejaculatory control, force, and sexual satisfaction. The exercises strengthen the muscles responsible for expelling semen, directly increasing ejaculatory power. An advanced technique to further enhance results is practicing contractions during masturbation or sex. As you approach orgasm, perform a strong pelvic floor contraction and hold it through the ejaculation. This technique, sometimes called the squeeze technique, intensifies orgasm and trains the muscles to contract more powerfully during ejaculation. With practice over weeks and months, these trained muscles automatically produce stronger contractions during sexual activity, dramatically improving ejaculatory force and orgasm intensity without conscious effort. The second technique is strategic hydration and semen volume optimization through targeted nutrition. Semen volume is a major factor in ejaculatory sensation. Larger volume creates greater pressure during expulsion, producing more forceful ejaculation and more intense pleasure. The average ejaculate volume is approximately 2 to 5 milliliters, about half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. With age, this typically decreases. However, you can significantly increase volume through proper hydration and specific nutrients. First and most important is adequate hydration. Semen is approximately 95% water. If you're dehydrated, your body cannot produce adequate semen volume. This is perhaps the simplest yet most overlooked factor. Aim for at least 8 to 10 glasses of water daily, approximately 2 to 3 liters. Increase this further if you exercise, live in hot climates, or consume diuretics like coffee and alcohol. Proper hydration shows effects within days. Many men report noticeable increases in ejaculate volume after just 2 to 3 days of aggressive hydration. Monitor your urine color as a hydration indicator. Pale yellow like lemonade indicates good hydration. Dark yellow indicates dehydration. Clear urine suggests overhydration, though this rarely causes problems. Second is increasing zinc intake. Zinc is critically important for testosterone production and semen production. The prostate gland and seminal vesicles require zinc to produce the fluids that comprise semen. Research shows that zinc deficiency, which is common in older men, significantly reduces semen volume. Foods high in zinc include oysters, which contain more zinc per serving than any other food, beef and lamb, pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, cashews and almonds, and spinach. If your dietary zinc intake is insufficient, consider supplementing with 15 to 30 milligrams daily. Higher doses aren't beneficial and can interfere with copper absorption. Third is ensuring adequate amino acid intake, particularly L-arginine and L-lysine. These amino acids are precursors to compounds in semen and also improve blood flow, which supports the engorgement that contributes to ejaculatory pressure. L-arginine is found in turkey and chicken breast, pumpkin seeds, soybeans, peanuts, and dairy products. L-lysine is abundant in red meat and pork, chicken, fish, particularly cod and sardines, eggs, and beans. If supplementing, typical doses are 1 to 3 grams of L-arginine daily and 1 to 3 grams of L-lysine daily. Take these on an empty stomach for best absorption. Many men notice increased ejaculate volume within 1 to 2 weeks of supplementation. Fourth is increasing antioxidant intake to protect semen quality. Oxidative stress damages sperm and reduces the quality and volume of seminal fluid. Antioxidants protect against this damage. Key antioxidants include vitamin C from citrus fruits, berries, and bell peppers, vitamin E from nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, selenium from Brazil nuts, fish, and eggs, and coenzyme Q10 from fatty fish, organ meats, and whole grains. A diet rich in colorful fruits and vegetables provides abundant antioxidants naturally. Alternatively, a quality multivitamin designed for men over 50 ensures adequate intake of these critical nutrients. Fifth is managing prolactin levels. Prolactin is a hormone that increases after ejaculation, contributing to the refractory period when further erection and ejaculation are difficult. Chronically elevated prolactin, which can occur due to certain medications, pituitary tumors, or other conditions, suppresses testosterone and reduces semen production. If you suspect high prolactin, symptoms include reduced libido, erectile difficulties, enlarged breast tissue, and unexplained lactation. Get tested. Certain supplements may help lower prolactin, including vitamin B6 in doses of 100 to 200 milligrams daily, vitamin E at 400 to 800 IU daily, and the herb Vitex agnus castus. However, if prolactin is significantly elevated, medical evaluation is essential to rule out serious causes. The third technique is optimizing arousal and sexual buildup through strategic timing and mental preparation. This might sound less scientific than the previous techniques, but the neurological and psychological aspects of ejaculation are just as important as the physical. Ejaculatory force and orgasm intensity are directly related to the level of sexual arousal achieved before orgasm. Higher arousal produces more powerful ejaculation and more intense pleasure. For many men, particularly as they age, sexual encounters become rushed or routine, limiting arousal buildup. Strategic approaches can dramatically enhance arousal and subsequent ejaculatory power. First, extend the duration of arousal before orgasm. Instead of moving quickly from initial arousal to ejaculation, deliberately prolong the arousal phase. During masturbation or partnered sex, bring yourself close to orgasm, then back off, reducing stimulation until arousal decreases slightly, then increase stimulation again, building back toward orgasm. Repeat this cycle 3 to 5 times before allowing yourself to ejaculate. This technique, called edging, dramatically increases ejaculatory force and orgasm intensity through several mechanisms. It allows more time for the prostate and seminal vesicles to fill with fluid, increasing volume. It builds greater muscular tension that releases more explosively during orgasm. It amplifies neurological arousal, creating more intense pleasure signals. Research on sexual response shows that orgasms following extended arousal are significantly more intense than those following brief arousal. The plateau phase before orgasm, when properly extended, produces more powerful release. Men report that implementing edging increases not just ejaculatory force, but also the duration and intensity of orgasmic pleasure. For many, orgasms become multi-peak experiences with waves of pleasure rather than single brief spasms. Second, engage your mind actively in the sexual experience. Mental arousal is just as important as physical stimulation. Many men approach sex or masturbation distractedly, thinking about work, finances, or other concerns. This divided attention limits arousal and diminishes orgasmic intensity. Instead, focus intently on pleasurable sensations. Notice every sensation in your body. Focus on areas of pleasure. Engage in sexual fantasy actively. Visualize scenarios that you find arousing. The more mentally engaged and aroused you are, the more powerful your ejaculation and orgasm will be. Third, incorporate full body awareness rather than focusing exclusively on genital stimulation. Many men focus stimulation only on the penis, ignoring the rest of the body. However, the entire body is capable of sexual pleasure. Stimulating multiple erogenous zones simultaneously increases overall arousal. Try incorporating stimulation of your nipples, which are surprisingly sensitive in many men and connected to genital arousal through neural pathways. Your perineum, the area between your scrotum and anus, which contains nerve endings connected to prostate and pelvic structures. Your inner thighs, which are highly sensitive, and your anal area if you're comfortable with this, as prostate stimulation can dramatically intensify orgasm and ejaculation. Full body arousal produces more intense orgasms than genital-only focus. Fourth, optimize the frequency of ejaculation. This might seem counterintuitive, but ejaculating too frequently can reduce force and volume because your body doesn't have adequate time to replenish seminal fluid. The prostate and seminal vesicles need approximately 24 to 72 hours to fully replenish after ejaculation. If you ejaculate daily or multiple times daily, each subsequent ejaculation will be weaker and produce less volume. Conversely, very long abstinence periods, beyond 5 to 7 days, don't continue improving volume and force. In fact, extremely long abstinence can sometimes reduce ejaculatory force as muscles and reflexes become less practiced. The optimal frequency for maximum ejaculatory power is typically every 2 to 3 days. This allows full replenishment between ejaculations while keeping the system active and responsive. If you're currently ejaculating daily, trying spacing to every other day, and notice whether your ejaculations become more forceful. If you ejaculate only weekly or less frequently, consider increasing frequency slightly to every 3 to 4 days. Find the frequency that produces the most satisfying results for your individual physiology. Fifth, ensure adequate testosterone levels. Testosterone is fundamental to every aspect of male sexual function, including libido, erectile function, and ejaculation. Low testosterone reduces semen production, weakens pelvic floor muscles, and diminishes orgasmic intensity. If you've noticed significant changes in ejaculatory force, along with other symptoms like reduced libido, erectile difficulties, fatigue, loss of muscle mass, or mood changes, get your testosterone tested. Normal ranges vary by lab, but generally total testosterone should be between 300 and 1,000 nanograms per deciliter for older men, with optimal typically in the mid to upper range. Free testosterone, the biologically active form, should also be measured. If testing reveals low testosterone, discuss treatment options with your doctor. Testosterone replacement therapy can dramatically improve all aspects of sexual function, including ejaculatory force. However, TRT has risks and side effects that must be carefully weighed. Natural testosterone optimization through lifestyle interventions, including resistance exercise, adequate sleep, stress management, healthy body weight, and proper nutrition, should be tried first. We've covered comprehensive testosterone optimization in previous videos. Let's return to Philip's story. His doctor taught him all 3 techniques, and Philip implemented them systematically. Every morning and evening, Philip performed 3 sets of 10 pelvic floor contractions, holding each for 5 seconds initially and gradually increasing to 10 seconds over weeks. He dramatically increased his water intake from about 4 glasses daily to 10 glasses, approximately 3 liters. He started taking a daily supplement containing zinc, L-arginine, and antioxidants. He incorporated edging into his masturbation practice, building arousal over 15 to 20 minutes with multiple near-orgasm cycles before allowing ejaculation. He adjusted his ejaculation frequency from nearly daily to every 2 to 3 days. Within 2 weeks, Philip noticed his ejaculations felt slightly stronger and the volume appeared greater. This motivated him to continue diligently. Within 4 weeks, the improvements were unmistakable and dramatic. His ejaculations had become significantly more forceful, shooting noticeably further rather than dribbling. The semen volume was substantially increased, closer to what he remembered from his younger years. Most importantly, the orgasmic sensations were intensely pleasurable again, with multiple waves of pleasure rather than the brief, weak spasms he'd been experiencing. Philip's sexual satisfaction transformed. He felt more confident and engaged in his sexuality. The improvements also positively affected his relationship with his new partner, as his enthusiasm and satisfaction were evident. Today, Philip maintains all 3 practices as permanent habits. The pelvic floor exercises take less than 5 minutes daily and have become automatic routine. The hydration and nutritional practices simply became his normal eating patterns. The strategic arousal techniques made his sexual experiences more enjoyable, so they required no willpower to maintain. Philip says these simple changes gave him back a crucial aspect of his vitality and quality of life that he thought was permanently lost to aging. Will every man achieve Philip's dramatic results? Individual responses vary based on starting condition, consistency of practice, age, overall health, and whether underlying medical issues like very low testosterone or nerve damage are present. However, virtually all men who implement these techniques consistently see measurable improvements. Even modest improvements in ejaculatory force and orgasm intensity significantly enhance sexual satisfaction and quality of life. If you're over 60 and have noticed declining ejaculatory force, start implementing these 3 techniques tonight. Begin pelvic floor exercises today, performing 3 sets of 10 contractions. Mark these in your daily routine so they become habit. Dramatically increase your water intake immediately. This shows the fastest results, often within days. Start taking zinc supplementation if your dietary intake is low, and consider adding L-arginine. Implement edging during your next sexual experience, whether masturbation or partnered. Build arousal slowly over at least 15 minutes before allowing ejaculation. Adjust your ejaculation frequency to approximately every 2 to 3 days if you're currently daily or weekly. Give your body 4 to 6 weeks of consistent practice to adapt and strengthen. Track your progress in a simple journal, rating ejaculatory force and orgasm intensity on a scale of 1 to 10. This helps you notice gradual improvements that might otherwise go unrecognized. If you've implemented all 3 techniques consistently for 8 weeks and see no improvement whatsoever, consult a urologist. Underlying medical issues like significant nerve damage, very low testosterone, or anatomical problems may require medical intervention. However, for most men, these 3 simple techniques produce noticeable and satisfying improvements. Before we wrap up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're building a community of men over 60 who want evidence-based health information. Drop a comment below telling us which country you're watching from. To summarize the 3 simple techniques, first is targeted pelvic floor muscle training through daily Kegel exercises, performing 3 sets of 10 contractions, holding 5 to 10 seconds each, practicing consistently for at least 4 to 6 weeks to see results, and implementing squeeze technique during sexual activity to intensify orgasms. Second is strategic hydration and semen volume optimization by drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water daily for adequate semen production, increasing zinc intake through oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, or supplementing 15 to 30 milligrams daily, consuming adequate amino acids, particularly L-arginine and L-lysine from protein sources or supplements, boosting antioxidants through colorful fruits and vegetables for semen quality protection, and managing prolactin levels through B6, vitamin E, or Vitex if elevated. Third is optimizing arousal and sexual buildup through extending arousal duration, using edging technique with 3 to 5 near orgasm cycles before ejaculation, engaging mind actively in sexual experience with focused attention and fantasy, incorporating full body stimulation beyond just genital focus, including nipples, perineum, and inner thighs. Optimizing ejaculation frequency to every 2 to 3 days for full replenishment, and ensuring adequate testosterone through testing and optimization if levels are low. These techniques work synergistically when combined. Philip's story demonstrates that significant improvements in ejaculatory force and orgasm intensity are achievable at any age through consistent application of evidence-based practices. Sexual vitality doesn't have to decline dramatically with age. Simple techniques can restore function and pleasure. Thank you for watching Men's Health 365. We'll see you in the next video with more evidence-based strategies for men over 60.